Hey everybody, Steve with Medellin Unfiltered. I'm outdoors today because I have something important that I want to talk about with you. And that is, I want to talk about changing the image of the city. When I first came here 9 years ago, this city was in flux, in the middle of a change, a rebirth. Unfortunately, at that same time, the show or the series Narcos on Netflix came out, and it kind of changed the way that the city was going to be viewed. When I first got here, a lot of the tourism was about Pablo Escobar and the drug stuff, the narco tourism, which, I mean, to each their own. If that's what you're here for, then fine. If you want to learn about the history, great. If you want to come here and snort mountains of cocaine, that's a ridiculous thing to do. So, unfortunately, right about the time that the pandemic restrictions were lifted here, Colombia being one of the first countries to do it, I don't know what happened. Everything turned to sex tourism, and that's what we've been dealing with ever since. It just seems to be ramping up and up. To each their own. If you're here to do that, that's great. But along with sex tourism comes a lot of disrespectful stuff, which I think is probably why we're not looked at in the greatest of lights here, us being tourists and specifically Americans. We're not given the best look right now, unfortunately. We look kind of like the ugly tourists, the ugly American tourists. So I want to talk about something different, and to do that, I wanted to go on site. I'm actually right outside my apartment, so I'm not that much on site. I want to talk about something that should be the main reason that people want to come here, and that is not sex tourism, but medical tourism. The problem that we have in the US, probably one of the biggest problems, and if you've had any kind of illness, or if you've had any, if you've had any sickness or anything, you've had to deal with it, and that is our medical system is dog shit, terrible. So I am standing right here, right now, in front of the medical tower. Right behind me there, you can kind of see it. So the medical tower is where you're going to go to get any kind of treatments or anything here. But I want to talk about why to come here for medical tourism, because the first things first is not just the cost. The cost is definitely an issue. It's a reason to come, but also the care you're going to receive. One of the biggest questions I get is, how is the level of treatment there? It's world class. It's just as good as we would get in the US, Canada, Australia, anywhere else. It is incredible. The other thing that you are going to see here is you're going to see a lot more people able to get stuff. There's a lot more that they offer here that they don't offer in the US at a reasonable rate. So, for example, if you want to get, let's say you want to get your teeth fixed, you want to get veneers, you can do that for a reasonable amount here. That's not something that is it's not going to be cost prohibitive to you to do that. So I am here to tell you, read my article on Medellin Unfiltered for the exact reasons. I'm going to do an 8-part series every week, one a week for the next 8 weeks. I'm going to cover different medical reasons to come here. The first one next week will be stem cells. I don't know if I'm going to do a video with the stem cells, but stem cells being something that's a huge topic of discussion right now. So I want everybody to think about things differently and change the image of the city. So until next time, read the article. I'm going to link it down below, right down there. So do all the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. I feel stupid saying that, but please, it helps us. And also read the article. And give me any feedback, medellinunfiltered@gmail.com, and I'll link that down below too. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear any success stories that you may have had, any questions that you may have on coming here for that. So until next time, be safe out there.